This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. As lawmakers debate U.S. immigration policy that may or may not include some form of a new wall along the U.S.-Mexico border, tribes are caught in the middle. 25 tribes met last week in Tucson to discuss a solution. From KJZZ's Fronteras Desk, Laurel Morales reports.
Long before the United States existed, Native Americans moved freely, built homes, and established cultural sites. Since then, borders have cut across Native lands, isolating them from cultural centers and family. Pascua Yaqui Council member Francisco Valencia says cultural knowledge is passed down from one generation to the next, yet people cannot move freely across the border to meet with elders.
Members of a tribe must have access to one another. I can count on one hand the number of Yaqui elders over the age of 70 whom our Tucson community has access to. One hand.
The Tribal Border Alliance discussed a proposal that includes an indigenous-only visa that allows tribal members to cross the border unimpeded, regular meetings with the Homeland Security Department, sensitivity training, and translators. For National Native News, I'm Laurel Morales in Flagstaff.
School leaders in South Dakota's largest city are getting set to build new middle and high schools. The Sioux Falls School Board plans to vote on whether to name the new middle school after a Native American member of Congress. South Dakota Public Broadcasting's Gary Ellenbolt reports.
A citizens committee is recommending the middle school on Sioux Falls' northwest side be named for Ben Rifle. He was born on the Rosebud Sioux Reservation in southern South Dakota in 1906 and was of Lakota, Sioux, and German descent. The assistant superintendent of the Sioux Falls School District, Jamie Nold, says the selection honors a remarkable educator and public servant.
So when I started to look up information, I'm like, wow, this is an incredible individual, and you just look at the educational impact of that, going through completing high school, coming from what I had read, poverty situation, and completed high school, completed his college degree, his master's degree, went on to Harvard and earned his doctoral degree, was active military in World War II, was a lieutenant colonel there, was a superintendent of schools, Native American, the only Native American from South Dakota to serve as a congressperson for, 4.5 or 5 terms, instrumental in just a lot of key things.
Rifle ran away from home to attend high school after his parents would not let him go past 8th grade. After his term in Congress, he served as the last Commissioner of Indian Affairs before the Bureau of Indian Affairs was reorganized. For National Native News, I'm Gary Ellenbolt.
Savannah's Act has been reintroduced in Congress. The legislation addresses missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls. It seeks to improve the federal government's response to cases, coordinates law enforcement, and increases data collection. The bill is named after Savannah Greywind, who was abducted and killed in North Dakota. U.S. Senators Lisa Murkowski and Catherine Cortez Masto announced Monday they reintroduced the bill. The Senate Committee on Indian Affairs begins work Tuesday in the new Congress. During the first business meeting of the year, members of the committee will consider 12 bills. Land, road safety, and economic development are among issues. Senator Tom Udall, vice chair of the committee, will lead the meeting. The National Museum of the American Indian in Washington, D.C. and New York are reopening Tuesday following the partial government shutdown. The D.C. Museum's well-known Native Cafe will have limited food selection, while the galleries and activity center are open. And in New York, the museum will operate as usual. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced at the Annenberg National Native Voice Studios by Quantic Broadcast Corporation. Funding is provided by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, with support from the Public Radio Satellite Service.
Support provided by BNSF Railway. BNSF is proud to be a gold-level memorial donor for the creation of the National Native American Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. More at americanindian.si.edu. Support by the Herd Museum, hosting the 29th Annual Hoop Dance World Championship, where you can see more than 80 talented native hoop dancers vie for the championship title February 9th and 10th. Details at herd.org.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.